Welcome back. This week, Namibia is observing National Disability Week, an initiative aimed at promoting disability rights and inclusion. Addressing the rights of people with disabilities is essential as they are closely tied to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Disability Week specifically aligns with Goal 4, which emphasizes quality education, and Goal 10, which seeks to reduce inequalities. Joining us to give more detail on the National Disability Week is the Chief Executive Officer at the National Disability Council of Namibia, Angelique Philander. Angelique, good evening and welcome to the show.
Good evening. Thank you very much for allowing me to be on the show.
Thank you so much for your time. Angelique, perhaps to start with, talk to us about what the theme that was chosen for National Disability Week and the significance of this theme.
Yes, the theme this year is about innovation towards developing strategies and policies for the implementation of the UNCPRD, and we're looking towards innovative solutions to make society more inclusive and accessible for persons with disabilities.
What are the main objectives for National Disability Week, Angelique?
Well, the National Disability Week is a vehicle which aims to promote awareness and understanding of disability issues and to mobilize support for the dignity, the rights and well-being of persons with disabilities in Namibia. So our main aim is to provide a platform for all our stakeholders in the disability fraternity to discuss matters pertaining to persons with disabilities, their welfare and their rights and their dignities, as well as to try to mitigate all the barriers that are in society which hinders persons with disability to become productive citizens in Namibia.
We understand that activities kicked off yesterday in the northern parts of the country. Talk to us about what stood out between yesterday and today.
Well, yesterday we had mostly our offices, ministries and agencies, as well as the private sector talking about matters pertaining to employment of persons with disabilities, as well as inclusive education, healthcare services, in terms of the issues pertaining to persons with disabilities. Today, we focused more on innovative solutions, assistive technologies that could better the lives of persons with disabilities. As well as we provided opportunity to organizations of persons with disabilities to showcase themselves and the programs that they offer for persons with disabilities.
Mm-hmm. And are there any specific policy issues that National Disability Week aims to highlight?
Yes, the policy issues that we are looking at, as I said, we're looking at employment, inclusive education, healthcare services, as well as the protection, specifically also the protection of persons with albinism against violence, and also to look at, because we are busy crafting the draft persons with disability bill, so we're also looking into those issues that are pertaining to aligning the draft persons with disability bill with the UNCPRD in order for us to domesticate the UNCPRD, so that the government of Namibia and Namibia itself can harmonize its policies with the UNCPRD.
And of course, this is also an opportunity to engage persons living with disabilities. What have they said are some of the challenges that they face?
Well, the biggest challenge that persons with disability in Namibia faces is unemployment. Also, we delve also into accessibility of education in order for them to to better their qualifications in order not to just have entry-level positions in society, but also to advance their careers in society. And then we also looked at accessibility of information as well as infrastructure. And we had a presentation by the Namibian Standards Institute, where the NDCN, together with the Standards Institute, is busy now looking at standards that we can develop to make accessibility more possible for persons with disability. And the first round of standards are being crafted as we speak, and they are more on the constructions industry, so infrastructure. Once those standards become a law in Namibia, then infrastructure designs need to change in order to cater for persons with disabilities. So they have to align with the universal design in order for persons with disability to have more access into infrastructures. So those are the things that we are tackling at the moment. And then also issues pertaining to self-representation, especially in Parliament as well. And then services, the delivery of services for persons with disabilities, especially in the justice system, where persons with hearing impaired find it very difficult to represent themselves in the courts of Namibia, because the courts do not provide sign language interpreters for persons with disabilities, so it makes it a bit difficult. So those are the issues that it is that we've looked at during the weekend. And we are urging all our stakeholders and partners to come on board so that we create a more inclusive and accessible society for persons with disabilities.
I understand, Angelique, that the Braille machines at the schools for the visually impaired is also, they're short of that. There's not enough to go around. How is that being addressed?
Yes, that is a good question, and that's why I said that this morning we looked into innovative assistive technology to overcome those barriers for persons with disability, because if technology can find solutions. So we had NAS that gave us a project on those issues, as well as Connect Africa and the e-definition organization in Germany that has solutions that technological solutions that can actually solve these issues that we have, especially in education.
Also tell us what resources or support services are available for people with disabilities during and beyond National Disability Week.
Well, during National Disability Week, as I said, this is the platform where persons with disability has now the opportunity to engage with the different stakeholders, the different service providers, in order for them to understand what is the issues that persons with disability have on the ground, so that we can better craft our policies, better craft our strategic plans, and better craft the programs that we offer to persons with disabilities. Beyond, obviously, we know that there are government services available, private sector, as well as civil society organizations that have different services and programs for persons with disabilities. As well as we gave opportunity development partners, such as the GIZ and the Konrad Adenauer Stiftung, as well as the Southern African Association for Persons with Disability, to also give us an idea of the services that have available. We were also fortunate that the Ministry of Industrialization and Trade also were able to showcase their products and what they can offer in terms of entrepreneurship and self-employment for persons with disabilities.
And how can employers or businesses, Angelique, participate in National Disability Week to promote accessibility and inclusivity in the workplace?
The biggest thing is that it should not actually stop here. This is only the start of it. We need to engage and collaborate with stakeholders in the disability fraternity. I urge the private sector to come on board and assist us, because this is a cross-cutting matter, especially when it comes to employment and the workforce out there. So it is very important for us that we have all these strategic partners, both in public and in the private sector, in order for us to mitigate all these barriers that are there for persons with disabilities, especially accessibility and accommodation in the workplace, which plays a very important role, as well as the most important for us is inclusivity of persons with disability in the workplace, that employers also come on board and change their policies to accommodate and include persons with disabilities within their different ranks and structures in their organizations.
Madam Angelique Philander, thank you so much for your time this evening, and thank you for joining us here on the Daily Roundup.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
That was the CEO of the National Disability Council of Namibia, Angelique Philander, speaking to us on National Disability Week. We'll be right back after this. Stay with us.